it never happened. Now the question is, will it work? And before I go worrying about moving this fence and this brush pile and all these hoses and stuff, I'm gonna see if this thing will actually work. Who knows if they tested it when it came back to the rental place. Let's give it a go and see what happens. Oh my gosh. Oh, that scared me to death. Whew, just a chipmunk. Whew, give me a heart attack. Oh, the old garden tools, and they are old. Some of these are 25, 30 years old. It ain't the greatest, but it'll do. Looks like I need to fix my pedal there. This camera doesn't do it justice. The grass up here sure is green. You can see where the chickens have sat. Obviously that's a little hot there, but all of this through here where the chickens have been, super, super green and lush. Here's what we got going on. You can see there are plenty of rocks in here. Lots of rocks. Lots and lots of big rocks. There, look at this. I get all these out of here. What we'll do is we'll come in here, we'll get all these rocks cleaned up, hit it with the tiller again, and we'll go through and clean them up again. Eventually, we'll have them all cleaned out of here, and we'll be left with maybe just a bunch of little stuff like this. And even these I'd love to get rid of, but that's a whole lot of picking to get all those little ones out. My primary concern is just getting these bigger ones out of here. I think probably the best thing to do here, because this is gonna be an all-day affair, is to do more time lapse, and y'all can just see how long this is gonna take and the progress we make. Look at that thing, good grief. Now, I started this process yesterday, and that's about all the further I made it. I gave up on it because it was just so time consuming to do by myself. All right, y'all. Camera battery died yesterday. Had some help. We got a lot done, but the rain came earlier than expected and more than expected. Garden, as you can see, is well tilled, but it's also muddy. I was hoping to get some more done today, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Let's take a look at it and see how bad it is. There's been a cat in here. Tiny, tiny little tracks. I'm hoping it's just the neighbor's house cat, farm cat, that came over and walked through there. If not, we've got another bobcat on the property. And right there's the chickens. See how wet this dirt is. You can see it's relatively dry under there. Looks like just the surface, maybe a half inch or so, is going to be wet. You can see what the sky looks like. We've got chances of strong wind, hail, and tornadoes as the day progresses. It is relatively cool right now. It's like 65 degrees, but it's going to heat up as this wind comes in from the south. And things like this, we'll have to start keeping an eye on, because you never know when something's just going to go bloop and come right down, and I'm going to have to run down into one of these hollows and hide, I guess. I need to switch out my slippers first. That's better. Whoa, there's been 2 turkeys in here this morning. Look here. There's one set, there's the other. Actually 3, there's another one. Those are either turkeys or we've had a stork in here. Those definitely are not chickens. There's cat tracks over here too. All right, y'all. We get the whole thing done. Best as I could do. My back is spent. Ooh, my back is spent. And I made the mistake of not bringing enough to drink. Thirsty, but I'm afraid to stop and get something to drink because this may open up at any time and start raining. Once it starts raining, I'm done. This tiller is a rental. I still got to get it loaded up on the trailer, strapped down, and ready to go so I can return it first thing in the morning. Which means I've got probably an hour's worth of work to do whenever I'm done in the garden. What we're going to do is we're going to fire the tractor up, and we're going to start up here on the uphill side. That's the driest. The further down here I go, the softer and gooier it is. Still got a lot of clay in it, and it clumps up, but it's clean. I'm tired. I'm ready to sit down on the tractor and just let it run and take a breather. Let's get into it. All right, y'all, 5-gallon bucket for size. That's pile 1. Pile 2, pile 3, pile 4, pile 5, pile 6, pile 7, pile 8, pile 9. There's 10. There's number 11. And an entire front end loader bucket full. And I've got more rocks to pick still. You can see there's a bunch right here. There's a bunch right in here. And then all these rows still have to be walked and picked again. But I just simply do not have the strength or the energy for one. And for two, the weather has changed. It's been kind of cloudy and overcast and gusty at times, but it's different. We're getting later in the evening, and this is when the weather is supposed to really crank up this evening. There's like a 25% chance of tornadoes at any given time. And I do not want to be out here if and when one of these things starts to spin up here in the next couple hours. Appreciate y'all joining us. We're getting mighty close to hitting that monetization benchmark. We just need a few more of you to smash that subscribe button down below, and we can start earning some revenue off these videos instead of YouTube keeping it all. Hope y'all have a great week. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.